Hello, and welcome to today's talk. I'd like to talk to you about a sense of belonging and how to find it. It's a topic that's very warm to my heart because honestly it took me many years to find it. Before we get started with that, let me ask you this. How many of you actually walked into a room before and the whole room was bustling, everybody knows each other, there's a good vibe going on, and you just somehow don't know anyone and you just freeze and don't know how to even start talking to anyone? I've been there many times. You're in a room full of people, but you're all alone. In today's talk, I want to talk to you about where those feelings are coming from and what they do to you, but also what you can do about it. My name is Eric Treibels, and I'm a transformational coach, a mindfulness counselor, and the author of an autobiography called Not So Tough. It's a book about healing from trauma. It's incredible to hear numbers on mental health. I recently read that about 1/3 of all adults frequently feel lonely and isolated, and 1 out of 8 people actually struggle with mental health issues. That's amazing. That's very high numbers. And quite frankly, it's something that not many people talk about, and we should talk about it more. My own journey with mental well-being came to a light, I would say about halfway through my life, when I was moving to America, and I was about 26, so I'm 52 now, exactly halfway point. And until then, I was pretty much failing in everything I did in Holland, where I grew up. You know, I couldn't hold a proper job, my parents didn't talk to me, I didn't have any close friends, and I wanted to move to America to see if it worked there. And I was kind of in a mindset of, okay, it must be the environment, you know, people don't like me here, don't understand me here. I was blaming it on everything except for myself. And after a few years in America, I actually realized that there was a common factor. I was still having the same issues. So that was kind of for me like a wake-up point to say, maybe there is something going on. It took me many more years until I would say my son was about 6 years old. I became a father, and in the first 6 years I tried to be the example that he would admire to, the hero. He told me when he was 6 years old that he could never be like me because I was strong and he was weak, and I would succeed in everything and he would fail in everything, and he was miserable. And I realized that I was just flexing, that I really needed to change the way I addressed my own issues. So this is my reason why I do what I do. I've learned for myself how to solve my issues, how to be aware of my own trauma triggers and find a way to deal with them and find a way to belong. This is what I'm passing on now. So the question is, why should you change? Well, ask yourselves, if you don't change, what's going to happen? You continue to have those feelings of being alone in a room full of people. You continue to feel like you don't truly belong. You continue to perhaps hurt loved ones and end up screaming at them. So, what's the alternative then? Well, if you address things, it's not going to be a walk in the park. It's not like you flip a switch and tomorrow you'll be, a perfectly socially aware person who is by nature happy-go-lucky. It doesn't work that way. What does happen is that you end up taking ownership of your own emotions. You start understanding why they arise. And you start learning how to react to those emotions in such a way that is constructive rather than destructive. And slowly over time, you'll see that your triggers subside and you become by nature a lot more happy and conducive for your environment. So there's a key message in this, and that key message is you need to embrace how you are right now. You are normal. you're normal given the circumstances you grew up in. There's a perfect explanation for why you are the way you are. But you need to learn that your environment has changed. And this is something that I can teach you. Key things there are, you need to focus. Focus on what am I feeling. Being aware of when you get triggered. You need to learn how to bounce back. Not stick with that feeling and ride that train of negative feelings all the way to the end station. And you need to learn how to surround yourself with people you can talk to and open up to these people. They are there to help you. The process is easy, but lengthy. You need to understand, you need to be aware, you need to understand why you need to change to begin with. You need to find that why. For me, that why was my son. I wanted to change for him. You need to find that why for yourself and stick with it. Once you do, you'll find that actually over time, you will feel that you belong in the environment where you are, with the people that you surround yourself with, the job that you do. And you might ask yourselves, how do I know that this is actually going to work? Well, all I can say is it worked for me and it worked for many other people. My story, 26 years ago, I couldn't hold a proper job. I didn't have any close friends. My parents weren't talking to me, and I was by and large miserable. Right now, all of that has changed. It was a slow process, but eventually I got there with a lot of hard work. So if you want to embark on that journey as well, please do reach out to me. We can have a coaching relationship, we can have a counseling relationship. And if you feel that this is useful for a larger group of people, I can do a public speaking engagement as well. Look forward to hearing from you.